Welcome back to the Lousy Show. I'm Joe.
I'm Sam.
Yep. Sam's not here. Sam is editing this right now. And Sam, everybody drop a W in the comments, a W Sam, because he is sick right now and he is editing this video for you all to come out. So as of y'all seeing this video as it's released on Tuesday, I'm recording this the day before. Okay. And that's very uncommon for us. We're usually very much more in the preparedness of recording and posting. But here's thoughts, words. Sam, I'm channeling you. How do we want to start this? Thank you. Let's talk about the last couple weeks. As y'all know with the podcast, we greatly appreciate everybody who watches and listens. And the podcast is kind of where we get to just free for all topics and discussion, which is always a really good thing because you get a general consensus across a lot of different things. It allows you all to have a more, I guess you could say, well hydrated, video selection, if you will. But I'll start with what's happened over the last couple of weeks because it has been a wild ride. So today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year's. And a week ago yesterday, we had a very interesting event happen a week ago yesterday, being Christmas Eve. Now I'm going to start on the 23rd, get to the 24th and go from there. On the 23rd, Sam and I got together to record a batch of episodes in preparedness for what was to come. If you've been watching the podcast a lot lately, you know that my wife and I were expecting, and we were getting very close to B-Day. Well, we knew that the due date was supposed to be Friday, the 29th of December. Sam and I got together, and over the next 3 weeks of y'all watching the channel, you're going to see 3 different episodes of Am I the Ass will come out over each of the next 3 weeks. All of that was part of that batch session there, in which I was also wearing these sunglasses right here. These right here. Because I had pink eye. Yeah. I had to put this weird, greasy, antibiotic on my eye, on the eyeball. And it the best way I could say is take wax paper and hold it over one eye and then have the other eye completely open. And that's what it looked like seeing. But my eyeball looked horrible. So I wore sunglasses that way y'all didn't have to see it. But we did the batch recording and everything was all hunky dory. Everything was groovy. We had planned on getting back together on Tuesday, if I remember correctly. I believe it was Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah. To record the 3 podcast episodes for you all over the next 3 weeks, being this one and the next 2 weeks. Well, in all fashions of planning, that went out the window because on December 24th, the very next day after recording the 3 Am I the Asshole episodes, my wife went to the hospital and very quickly, got dismissed, sent home, to that evening, her contractions getting way more frequent and way worse. And at 7:34 p.m. Central Standard Time on December 24th, in the year of our Lord 2023, my second son, was born. And joyous, he's amazing. Actually, as of recording this right now, he is downstairs sleeping, drunk on some boob juice. I mean, he's living his best life. But that means that this came second to everything else, which is absolutely, I was not putting my son or my family on the back burner for the show, unfortunately. For you viewers out there, I know it's such a rough rough case. I appreciate the understanding though. I digress. We really didn't have a plan on how to record after that because throughout this past week, my son had some complications. I had to stay with him for a long bit at the children's hospital, but thankfully we are home. And of course, once we finally get home, I tell Sam, I'm like, well, hey, let's go ahead and record. You know, we can do it while he's sleeping. Everything be fine. We can knock it out while he's sleeping. Everything's Gucci. And then Sam got sick. And not only did Sam get sick, but so for the first day, Sam was like, yeah, I'm sick. I was like, yeah, no, don't come over. Like, I don't want my son getting sick after what just happened. And he totally understood. The second day, yeah, still not feeling the greatest. Okay, well, let's record like kind of like an offsite kind of thing where he records at home and I record at home and we smash it together. Like we're both in a call kind of thing. And that fell through. And then today I was like, okay, we could do it today, right? And I get a text from him saying, I don't have a voice anymore. I can't. And I'm like, oh no. So first of all, Sam, I know you're editing this. I know you are putting this together. I hope you're feeling better sooner than later. I hope that all is well. And I know I'm sure I'm going to be talking to you on the phone at some point here while you're either editing this or afterwards. So everybody in the comments, put in there, speedy recovery, Sam. Get well soon, Sam. Whichever you feel. But that's part of why if you saw the timestamp, this is a shorter episode because there really isn't much to talk about. Catching all up to speed. Everything's good with the baby. Everything's rocking and rolling. As far as in the show aspect of things, the one thing I want to talk about, and I don't remember if Sam and I actually had. I could probably look at the list. I don't remember if Sam and I had actually talked about what we were going to talk about today. Let me see. There's the list. I think we did. Hey everyone. Thank you for watching this so far. We greatly appreciate you hanging out with us. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube or listening on any listening sites. Make sure to go follow us on there as well. And also, if you're watching the video, drop us a like and share it to your friends who might want some lousy advice as well. If you have any at all lousy advice that you want from us or any lousy ideas that you'd like us to cover, drop it in the actual comments down below or send it to us at thelousypodcast@gmail.com. You can also email us there anytime with any ideas you have. Back to the show. I guess so. I think he has a list on his phone. Yeah, he has a list on his phone. Either way, I think we've talked about like New Year's resolutions and whatnot. But if we didn't, I think this would be a great way to go. Is just briefly talking about resolutions because I want to hear in the comments what your resolutions are. Now, I understand in your 20s, it may not seem like resolutions, even in your teens and 20s, it may not seem like resolutions may mean much. I mean, at the beginning of every year, we always have these moments of like, I'm going to start hitting the gym more and I'm going to do all that. What the shit? Ew. Totally derail myself. But, we were talking about, I'm going to start hitting the gym more. I'm going to start eating healthier. I'm going to learn a language. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I genuinely wonder how many of us actually did what we said we were going to do, like for me in 2023, I 1000% put together a list of just things that I wanted to accomplish in 2023, how I wanted to accomplish them, goals set in mind. And I definitely did that. Some of which, I stopped vaping right at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. No, I'm still nicotine free, which is awesome. Let's see. I started learning German, and I'm still continuing that briefly here and there. So I'll say that's halfway done. But biggest things is like, with social media, wanting to be able to hit certain heights with not only my personal pages for what I do on the side, but for us to be able to try and navigate this a little bit. Now, granted, at the beginning of last year, this wasn't even really a thought. This was kind of like this was actually, I want to say, put together probably midway through the year. And as far as an idea, and once that happened, that we had goals in mind, and at least I had goals in mind as well for this. And I think for 2023, I want to break it up into, not 2023, in 2024, I want to break it up into personal and show related goals. For the show, for TLS, my goal with Sam for 2024, because we have a lot of big changes coming for both of us. My goal for the two of us is to hit YouTube partner, in which we, have surpassed 1,000 subs. We can continue growing this as big as possible. We continue to grow the community, as well for TLS. Love hearing y'all's feedback as well. Love hearing your comments and your questions, and just seeing you all continue to, make this thing bloom even more is awesome. And so definitely continuing that. Hitting YouTube partner is massive. But, I really would love to see it just kind of detonate on all avenues. Right now we have our social media based around TikTok, because since we're a video format, show, and not just an audio based podcast, we have the opportunity to provide that video on TikTok as well. But I think what I'm going to do is really want us to start focusing on that, YouTube and Instagram. Main reasons behind that are just having those three avenues covered really does help a show like this blossom even more, because you have a much larger reach, you have a much larger audience compatibility. And then furthermore, something that I think we're going to definitely attain at the beginning of this year is separating the Discord server, where TLS has its own standalone Discord, and we have a Discord specifically for my stuff. Right now both are combined, and it's cool and all that they're combined, because there's a lot of people within my community that watch that in particular. I thought I stopped recording. Whoops. That watch that in particular, or watch things from the show in particular, and that's cool. But I think differentiating the two is one of the biggest things we need to do for the overall growth of TLS. And I think one of the last things is content. I love, and I know Sam and I have talked about this briefly on the show, and Sam, you're more than welcome to throw your thoughts in here as well on the screen. Or if you feel up to doing video, I know you have no voice, so audio is kind of off the rails for you. But one of the biggest things for me is, the content we've been providing has been so fun. Like, that's one of the things that he and I talk about all the time, is like, as long as it's still fun, like, let's keep doing it. And TLS has been a lot of fun. Emma the Asshole's been a lot of fun. And we've been talking about even potentially adding in other segments, or doubling down on certain segments, or doing certain things. And I don't know what 2024 holds on that yet. He and I haven't really sat down to hammer out the nitty gritty, but I would love, and let me know your thoughts in the comments as well, but I would love the opportunity to, continue growing the content that we have on the channel. It's so much fun to be able to do this for you all. Granted, it's very weird not having my amazing co-host across from me, because all I see is an empty chair and his headphones hanging here. Again, I wish him a speedy recovery, but it is so much fun to be able to do this for you all, where he and I can just sit down and just be us for you all, and continue to provide y'all with just raunchy humor, comedy, whichever you want to call it, and then some great opinions, I suppose. I don't know. And then my personal, not to take too much of y'all's time, my personal resolutions are very simple. This year, for my personal resolution, I am not focused on changing myself. Because here's the truth, is if you set something to change yourself, you're likely going to hit walls. You may even fail. But this year, I want to continue growing as a person of who I am, in the avenues that I'm currently in. I want to continue pursuing those and growing as much as possible. But what I really want to focus on, the one thing I want to do, is I want to stop focusing on the me day to day and focus on the attitude of me day to day. Less having the thought of, okay, am I learning a language? Am I starting a new channel? Am I finding, I don't know, a new method on smoking meats or what have you? Like, I'm sure those will come naturally, but what I want to do is I want to focus on every morning when I wake up, clearing my head and focus on being happy. I know it's very difficult for some, mainly because, medically, like, people do go through depression, anxiety and such. And I do hope that this, wakes you up in the sense of finding the answer that you're looking for. I never want anybody to go through tough, dark times like that. And I think that, depression and anxiety are some of the toughest battles people can fight when it comes to their mental anguish. If you can find that answer, amazing. But for those who are able to do so comfortably right now, and what I mean by comfortably is who have that answer on how, focus on doing it. If you don't have that answer, find that answer. If you don't have that answer, find that answer. It's important to find that answer. But if you do have that answer, utilize it. Every day, let's focus on making the day better mentally for us. How can I negate the bad, wade through it, focus on the good? How can I maintain a level head, a level presence of happiness and contentment when I'm pursuing my daily goals and daily aspirations, when I'm pursuing my daily work, when I'm pursuing all these different things? What can I do to continue making this happen? I think that is one of the biggest things, is if you can get your mental state to a good ground zero, whether that means talking to a therapist and getting medicated, whether that means doing hot yoga or whatever you need to do to level yourself each day, do that. And instead of now focus on worrying about failing at goals or not achieving goals, you can focus on you and what the better you looks like as you move forward. I think that is something I want to do every single day, is wake up with the mentality of, I want to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Let's make today a good day. Something to think about. I know it's kind of out of the norm, but that's kind of what New Year's is all about, changing it up, right? And hopefully we don't change it up too much. Hopefully next week we have our amazing co-host back. Again, I hope he has a speedy recovery. Again, I'm sure I'll talk to him here soon, but just want to say again, thank you to everybody who's listening. Thank you to everybody who has continued to listen. Need some water. Thank you to everyone who's continued to watch, to those who have continued to subscribe, and who helped the channel grow more and more. I mean, I can't thank y'all enough, and I know Sam would say the same thing. We just can't thank y'all enough for all the support that y'all have given us. Look for some big changes happening. Like I said, we're working on, we're going to work on getting the Discord more solidified to TLS. May even have some shirt drops here soon. Who knows? We've been requesting on those a little bit lately. And then on, with that, of course, there's always going to be big changes down the pike. So I'm sure we'll have another one coming up soon. Who knows? But nonetheless, through all the changes, through all the craziness and into the new year, thank you to all you lousy listeners out there who continue to support us. Honestly, it boils down to that. So I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get out of your hair. I'm going to stop taking up all your time. And like I said, hopefully next week we have Sam here. So the button behind me, go ahead and click that. Subscribe to the channel. The video behind me, YouTube recommends that you watch it. So go watch it and have some fun doing so. I hope you all have an amazing new year going into 2024. And I'll see you with Sam in the next one. Bye.